Maya had always loved her small house at the edge of the quiet neighborhood. It was not a grand house, but it was cozy, filled with her own touch. The front yard had a small garden where flowers bloomed in spring, and a narrow path led to the front door. The windows had light blue shutters, and every evening the sun painted the walls gold. For Maya, it was more than a house. It was a safe place, a place of memories, and a place where she could breathe freely. For years, everything was calm. Neighbors would wave at each other in passing. Children played in the streets during summer, and the air often smelled of fresh grass and the faint aroma of bread from the bakery down the road. Life moved slowly, and Maya liked it that way. But one day, everything changed. A new neighbor moved into the house across the street. Her name was Karen. She arrived in a shiny car carrying boxes and a clipboard. From the very first day, Karen had a way of looking around that made people uncomfortable. She would glance at fences, check front yards, and note things down as if she were recording everyone's secrets. At first, Maya tried to ignore her. Maybe Karen was just a curious person who wanted to organize her new life. But soon it became clear that Karen was not like other neighbors. She spoke with a sharp tone, giving instructions to delivery people and commenting on other houses as if she owned the street. Maya noticed that Karen always carried a shiny set of keys. She never left home without them. One sunny morning, Maya was tending to her garden. She was planting new marigolds, her fingers stained with soil, when she noticed Karen standing near her gate. Karen held a small key in her hand, a shiny metallic object that glinted in the sunlight. She smiled in a way that did not feel friendly. She said she was checking all houses for safety. Maya felt uneasy. She nodded politely and went back to her flowers, pretending not to notice, but her heart beat faster. She could not shake off the feeling that something was not right. Karen had lingered longer than necessary, inspecting the gate and the walls, moving closer to the door. That night, Maya told her son, Ryan, about it. Ryan had just returned from Marine training. He was tall, strong, and had a calm yet commanding presence. Maya trusted Ryan more than anyone else. She knew he would take her concerns seriously. Ryan listened quietly. He had always been protective of Maya, but he also had a sharp mind. He asked questions calmly. "Did she touch the door?" he asked. "Did she try the lock?" Maya nodded slowly. "I think she might have," she said. "She had a key, or at least she acted like she did. It felt like she was testing it." Ryan frowned. "We will handle this," he said. "You don't need to worry." The next morning, Karen appeared again. This time, she stood very close to Maya's front door. She was looking at the doorknob and the lock, turning a key that did not belong to her. Maya stayed behind the curtains, her hands gripping the windowsill. Fear and anger mixed inside her. How could someone be so bold? Ryan noticed her distress and came to her side. "Stay calm," he said. He watched Karen for a few moments. Karen was persistent. She tried the key again, looking frustrated when it did not work. She even knocked lightly, pretending to be polite. Maya could feel her heart pounding. Ryan decided to act. He stepped outside confidently. "Can I help you?" he asked, his voice steady. Karen looked at him with surprise, not expecting anyone to confront her. "I am checking the houses for security," she said. "Your neighbor suggested it." "I'm just making sure everything is safe." Ryan raised an eyebrow. "By trying to open doors with someone else's key?" His tone was calm, but it carried authority. Karen hesitated, realizing her act was noticed. This is just a standard check," she said, adjusting her keys. Ryan shook his head. "No one asked you to do this here. You cannot try other people's locks. It is not safe and it is not legal." Maya watched silently, feeling a mix of relief and anxiety. She had been scared, but seeing Ryan handle the situation gave her hope. Karen muttered something under her breath and left, still trying to keep her composure. That afternoon, Ryan went around the neighborhood, speaking to a few other neighbors. He asked if anyone else had seen Karen doing similar things. A few people nodded, saying she had been inspecting their doors, windows, and fences without permission. Ryan made a plan. He would make sure Maya's house was safe. He checked every lock, tested the doors, and even installed a few extra security measures. Maya helped him, but she could feel Ryan's calm strength guiding every step. Over the next few days, Karen continued to linger around, but she became more careful. She knew Ryan was watching, and she could not act as boldly as before. Maya felt safer with her son around, but she also realized that living near someone like Karen required constant alertness. Maya and Ryan spent evenings talking about how to protect their home. They planted more flowers, added small cameras, and even made friends with other neighbors to create a sense of community. Maya realized that Karen's behavior, while disturbing, had brought them closer to the people around them. Ryan often reminded Maya, "Fear cannot control us. We protect what is ours, but we also stay calm. That is how we win." Maya smiled. She understood. Karen might try to interfere, but she could not take away their peace. One evening, as the sun dipped behind the rooftops, Karen was seen walking away, muttering about something. Maya watched from her porch, feeling a quiet satisfaction. The house was safe, the garden smelled sweet, and for the first time in days she felt relaxed. Ryan came to sit beside her. "Don't worry about her," he said. "We know what she is trying and we are ready for it." Maya nodded, feeling a mixture of relief and pride. Her son had shown strength and calmness, qualities that made her feel protected. Life in the neighborhood would continue, and though Karen remained a challenge, Maya knew they could face it together. That night, Maya looked at her house, the blue shutters glowing softly under the moonlight. She felt a sense of gratitude. Sometimes even when fear shows up at your door, courage, love, and protection could keep it away. The next morning, Maya felt a mixture of relief and unease. Karen had left the house alone yesterday, but Maya knew from experience that people like her did not give up easily. She brewed her morning tea and looked out the window. The sunlight spilled across her garden, making the flowers glow. But Maya could not shake the feeling that something was about to happen. Ryan sat at the kitchen table, scrolling through messages on his phone. He was calm, focused, and alert. He had already checked every lock and security measure in the house the day before. He had also spoken to a few neighbors about Karen's suspicious behavior. While some found her curious or overly controlling, others admitted they had felt uncomfortable too. Ryan listened carefully, taking notes in his mind, planning how to handle the situation if it escalated. Suddenly, a shadow appeared at the end of the driveway. Karen was back. She was carrying a clipboard and a small bag, her expression serious. She looked around as if searching for something, and then she approached the house with careful, calculated steps. Maya froze. She felt a rush of fear, but Ryan was already on his feet. He moved to the front door and opened it just enough to speak clearly to Karen. "Good morning, can I help you?" he asked. His voice was steady and firm. Karen paused, clearly not expecting him to confront her so directly. "Good morning. I am just doing my routine check," she said. "It is important to ensure all houses are safe." Ryan raised an eyebrow. "Routine check? You do realize you cannot inspect other people's houses without permission, right?" Karen hesitated, then smiled politely. "I am just being careful. Some people appreciate it." Ryan shook his head. "If anyone appreciates it, it is not us. You cannot try keys or enter properties. You need to leave." Maya watched from the window as Karen's face tightened. She could tell Karen was frustrated. She had expected Maya to be alone and she had not counted on Ryan's presence. But Karen was persistent. She glanced at the lock again, then at Ryan, and finally back at Maya. "I just want to help," she said. Her voice had a faint edge as if she were trying to convince herself more than anyone else. Ryan did not reply. He simply stood in front of the door, blocking her from any closer approach. "Helping does not mean breaking the rules," he said calmly. "Now please leave before this becomes a problem." Karen hesitated, her fingers tightening around the clipboard. After a long moment, she muttered something under her breath and walked away, but not without glancing back. Maya could see her plotting something, and that made her uneasy. Over the next few days, Maya noticed Karen trying to find other ways to watch the house. She would walk slowly by the yard, peek through windows, and even ask other neighbors seemingly innocent questions about Maya's schedule. Maya felt the tension rising again. She realized that Karen would not stop until she found some way to interfere. Ryan decided it was time to take more active steps. He spoke to Maya in the living room. "We need to make sure she cannot get near the house again. I will stay here for the next few days. We will also talk to the neighborhood committee. If she tries anything, we will be ready." Maya nodded, trusting her son's judgment. "I just hope it does not come to that," she said. But Karen was clever. The following morning she returned again. This time she was not carrying a clipboard. She had a small tool bag, and she walked directly to the front gate pretending to examine the flowers. Maya's heart raced. This felt different. Karen was no longer pretending to be polite. She was now testing boundaries more boldly. Ryan stepped outside immediately, walking toward her with a confident stride. "You need to leave now," he said firmly. Karen looked up, surprised by his sudden presence. "I am just checking your garden," she said, trying to sound casual. Ryan did not respond. He stopped a few steps away, his eyes fixed on her. Karen glanced at the house, then at Ryan, and realized that he was serious. She had underestimated him. She tried to force a smile. "I am only making sure everything is safe," she said again. Ryan raised his voice slightly so that neighbors walking nearby could hear. "Safety is important, but so is respecting other people's privacy. You cannot touch or test anyone's property. This is your final warning." Karen froze, then muttered something and walked away. This time she did not look back. Maya felt her heart slow down, but she knew this was not the end. Karen would try again. People like her were determined. Ryan spent the afternoon securing the house further. He checked every door, window, and even reinforced the locks. He also spoke to the neighbors about keeping an eye on suspicious behavior and reporting it. Maya helped him, feeling more confident knowing that they were preparing for anything. That evening, Maya and Ryan sat in the living room, discussing what had happened. "She is clever," Maya said quietly. "I never expected her to be this persistent." Ryan nodded. "People like her think rules do not apply to them. We just need to stay one step ahead and make sure we protect ourselves without letting fear control us." Maya smiled at her son, feeling proud. "I am glad you are here," she said. Ryan returned the smile. "I am always here," he said. "We take care of our family and our home. Nothing else matters." Over the next few days, life returned to a calm rhythm. Maya worked in her garden, and Ryan helped with small repairs around the house. They even invited a few neighbors over for tea, creating a sense of community that made them feel safer. Maya realized that Karen's behavior, though irritating, had brought them closer to the neighborhood. One afternoon, while Maya was watering her flowers, she noticed Karen walking past again. She paused, watching, but did not approach the house. Maya felt a sense of relief. Maybe Karen had finally realized that she could not intimidate them. Ryan, however, remained alert. He watched from the porch, making sure Maya stayed safe. "Stay calm," he said. "She may try something, but we are ready." Maya nodded, feeling reassured. She understood that courage and preparation were stronger than fear. With Ryan by her side, she felt confident that no one could threaten her home. That evening, as the sun set, Maya looked around her garden. The flowers glowed in soft orange light, and the air smelled sweet. She felt a sense of peace. For now, Karen had backed off, and the house was safe. Ryan came to sit beside her. "We will stay vigilant," he said. "But do not let her control your life. We protect what is ours and stay calm. That is the most important thing." Maya nodded, feeling a quiet satisfaction. Life in the neighborhood would continue, and though Karen remained a challenge, she knew that with preparation and courage they could face anything together. That night, Maya went to bed with a sense of calm. She knew that Karen might return, but she also knew that Ryan would be there, ready to protect their home. And for the first time in days, Maya felt that everything was truly under control. Maya woke up early, enjoying the quiet calm of her home. The sunlight spilled through the blue shutters, lighting the small living room where she and Ryan had shared breakfast the day before. The house felt peaceful, but Maya knew that Karen's persistence was never far away. She had learned that people like Karen did not give up easily. Ryan had spent the night thinking of ways to keep the house safe. He had spoken to neighbors, checked all security systems, and even reinforced doors and windows. Today he planned to go one step further. He wanted to make sure that Karen could not even think of trying to enter or interfere with their home again. Maya joined him in the kitchen, preparing breakfast while Ryan examined the locks one more time. "You have done so much," she said. Do you really think she will try again? Ryan shook his head. I do not know. But it is better to be ready. People like her are clever. They do not give up when they think they can succeed. Maya nodded silently. She had learned that Ryan's calmness and careful planning made her feel safe, even when fear tried to creep in. Later that morning, Karen appeared again. She walked slowly down the street, glancing at the houses as if she had a plan in mind. Maya noticed her immediately, her heart tightening. Karen carried nothing this time, but her eyes scanned the neighborhood carefully. It was clear that she was trying to figure out another way to approach Maya's house. Ryan saw her too. He moved to the front porch, keeping a steady watch. Stay inside, he told Maya. I will handle this. Karen stopped near the garden, pretending to admire the flowers. She crouched to look at a plant, but Ryan knew better. Her movements were deliberate. She was looking for weaknesses, trying to find a way to interfere. Ryan stepped outside, his presence strong and confident. Good morning, he said. Can I help you? Karen looked up, surprised again. I was just checking the plants, she said, trying to sound casual. Ryan shook his head. No, you are here too often. You are making my mother uncomfortable. You need to leave. Karen frowned. She had not expected Ryan to be so firm. For a moment, she considered retreating. Then she straightened her shoulders and said, I am only trying to help the neighborhood. You are being unreasonable. Ryan's voice remained calm but firm. Helping does not include entering other people's property or trying to unlock doors. You need to respect boundaries. Karen hesitated. Her eyes darted around as if looking for a neighbor who might support her story. But she found no one paying attention. Ryan's confident stance made her uneasy. She muttered under her breath and walked away, clearly frustrated but pretending to be polite. Over the next few days, Maya and Ryan noticed subtle changes. Karen no longer approached directly, but she would drive slowly past the house, sometimes stopping across the street and watching. Maya's anxiety returned, but Ryan remained composed. He explained to Maya that Karen was testing limits, trying to see if she could find an opportunity. Ryan decided to strengthen their defenses further. He checked the locks, added extra security measures, and even spoke to the neighborhood watch. He shared his concerns with a few trusted neighbors, who agreed to keep an eye on Karen's behavior. Maya helped by organizing her garden and making sure the yard looked cared for but not inviting for intruders. One afternoon, Karen appeared at the corner of the street, pretending to talk to another neighbor. Maya noticed her trying to glance at the windows, measuring distances and angles. She realized Karen was looking for another opportunity. Ryan saw the movement and walked outside. He stood tall and firm. Maya, stay inside, he said. I will deal with her. Karen noticed Ryan and hesitated. She did not expect him to be outside so often. She tried to act casual, asking if he had seen a lost cat in the neighborhood. Ryan listened politely but stayed focused. He knew this was another attempt to distract him. I have not seen any cat, Ryan said calmly. You should respect people's privacy and leave the area. Karen tried a small smile, but it did not reach her eyes. She walked away slowly, muttering something under her breath. Maya felt her heart calm slightly. Ryan had handled the situation without any conflict, but she knew it was only temporary. That evening, Ryan spent more time planning. He reviewed all possible ways Karen could approach the house. He inspected windows, gates, and fences. He even set up small alarms near the entrances, making sure that if anyone tried to interfere, he would be alerted immediately. Maya helped, carrying small plants and placing them strategically in the garden. They talked quietly about safety and strategy. I feel better knowing you are so prepared, Maya said. Ryan smiled. Preparation is important, but courage is also necessary. We will not let fear control us. The next morning, Karen returned again. She seemed more cautious, walking slowly across the street and glancing at the house from a distance. Maya watched from the window, her heart pounding. Ryan moved outside, his eyes following Karen's every movement. Karen stopped at a corner, looking around as if she was trying to find a reason to approach. Ryan walked closer, making sure to stay in plain view. Karen looked at him and realized he would not allow her to get near the house. Her expression tightened and she finally turned and walked away, clearly irritated. Maya let out a sigh of relief. Do you think she will stop now? She asked. Ryan shook his head. I cannot be sure, but we are ready. She may try other tricks, but we will respond calmly and firmly. That is the most important thing. Over the next few days, life returned to a calmer rhythm. Maya tended to her garden, and Ryan continued small repairs around the house. They even invited a few neighbors over for tea, creating a sense of community that made them feel safer. Maya realized that Karen's behavior, though frustrating, had brought them closer to the neighborhood. One evening, while the sun was setting, Maya noticed Karen walking slowly across the street. She paused and looked at the house, but she did not come any closer. Maya felt a sense of cautious relief. Maybe Karen had finally understood that she could not intimidate them. Ryan remained alert, watching from the porch. "Stay calm," he said. "We are ready and we will respond if necessary, but do not let her actions control your life." Maya nodded, feeling reassured. She realized that courage, preparation, and vigilance were stronger than fear. With Ryan by her side, she felt confident that no one could threaten their home. That night, Maya and Ryan sat together, planning a small garden party with neighbors. "Community makes us stronger," Ryan said. "If Karen thinks she can intimidate us, she will see that we are united." Maya smiled. "You are right. Together we are stronger." As the stars appeared in the sky, Maya looked at her home, the blue shutters glowing softly in the moonlight. She felt a sense of calm and satisfaction. Life in the neighborhood would continue, and though Karen remained a challenge, Maya knew that with preparation, courage, and support from Ryan, they could face anything together. For the first time in days, Maya felt safe. She knew Karen might return, but she also knew that she and Ryan had created a home that was protected, welcoming, and strong, and that knowledge brought a deep sense of peace that no one could take away. Maya had been enjoying a peaceful morning in her garden. The sun was warm, the flowers bright, and the air smelled fresh. She felt calm, almost as if the tension from the past days had disappeared. Yet deep down she knew that Karen was still out there, watching, waiting for the right moment. People like Karen did not give up easily. Ryan had been busy around the house. He checked the locks once more, made small adjustments to the security alarms, and even moved a few outdoor cameras to spots where they could capture the front gate and the yard. He wanted to be sure that nothing could go wrong while Maya was alone. "Mom, stay close to the house today," Ryan said as he adjusted a camera near the front porch. "Karen is clever. She might try something bold." Maya nodded. "I will be careful. I trust you to keep us safe." By mid-morning, Karen appeared. She was carrying a small bag and walked with purpose, her eyes scanning the street and the houses. Maya spotted her from the window. Karen moved slowly, pretending to admire the neighborhood, but Maya could feel the tension rising. Ryan noticed Karen too. He stepped onto the porch and called out, "Good morning. Can I help you?" His tone was calm but commanding. Karen looked at him, pretending to smile. "I'm just walking around." "It is a beautiful day," she said. Ryan did not reply. He simply stayed outside, his posture firm and confident. Karen hesitated, then decided to approach the front gate. She stopped, glancing at the lock. Maya held her breath. She knew that Karen was testing the boundaries again. Ryan moved closer, walking toward her with steady steps. "You cannot approach this house without permission," he said clearly. "Please step back." Karen froze for a moment. She had expected Maya to be alone. She had not counted on Ryan being present and alert. Her fingers tightened around the bag she was carrying, and she looked around as if trying to find a distraction. "I am just checking the gate," she said, trying to sound casual. Ryan shook his head. "You cannot check anything here. You are not allowed to touch the property or the lock. Step back now." Karen's eyes flicked toward the street as if looking for someone to support her story, but no one was paying attention. Ryan's steady presence made her uneasy. She tried to force a smile and muttered something under her breath, but it was clear that she was frustrated. Maya felt a mix of relief and worry. Relief because Ryan was handling the situation calmly, and worry because she knew that Karen might try something even bolder if she felt challenged. Over the next few hours, Karen did not leave entirely. She lingered across the street, moving slowly to watch the house from different angles. Maya and Ryan could see her through the windows and cameras. Ryan decided that they needed a plan in case Karen escalated further. He called a neighbor, Mr. Lewis, who had been supportive in the past. "If Karen tries anything more aggressive, please call me immediately," Ryan said. "We need to make sure she cannot get near the house." Mr. Lewis agreed. "I will keep an eye out," he said. "You do not need to worry." Later that afternoon, Karen returned. This time she carried a small toolbox and walked purposefully toward the front gate. Maya's heart raced. She could tell that Karen was planning to test the lock again. Ryan stepped outside immediately. "Stop right there," he said firmly. Karen looked up, startled. She had not expected him to react so quickly. "I am just making small adjustments," she said, trying to sound casual. Ryan shook his head. "You are not allowed to touch anything on this property. If you try, I will call the authorities. Step away now." Karen hesitated. She glared at Ryan, trying to figure out a way around his warning. She opened her toolbox and pretended to look inside, but Ryan stayed calm and did not move. He knew that showing fear or anger would give her an advantage. After a long moment, Karen muttered something and walked away, clearly frustrated. Maya felt her heart slow down, but she knew this was not the end. Karen's persistence meant she might return with another plan. Ryan decided to make the home even safer. He reinforced the front gate, checked the windows one by one, and made sure all alarms were working. He even placed small motion sensors near the garden to alert them if anyone approached unexpectedly. "Mom, we are doing everything we can," Ryan said as he finished checking the last window. "If she tries again, we will be ready." Maya smiled at her son. "I feel much better knowing you are here. Thank you for protecting our home." That evening, Maya and Ryan sat together on the porch watching the sunset. The garden glowed in the soft orange light, and the neighborhood felt peaceful once more. "I think Karen will try one last time," Ryan said thoughtfully. "People like her always look for one final opportunity to prove themselves." Maya nodded. "Then we will be ready. We have prepared and we will stay calm." The next morning, Karen appeared again. She walked slowly down the street, glancing at the houses. Maya spotted her and felt a flicker of worry, but Ryan was already outside, ready to respond. Karen stopped near the gate and pretended to inspect the flowers. She crouched and moved as if she was trimming a plant, but Maya could see her hand reach toward the lock. Ryan stepped forward quickly. "Do not touch the lock," he shouted. Karen froze, realizing she had been caught. "I am just looking," she said nervously. Ryan shook his head. "No, you are not allowed to be here. Step back immediately or I will call the authorities." Karen glared at him for a moment, then slowly backed away. She muttered something under her breath and left, clearly defeated but trying to appear calm. Maya felt her heart calm down, knowing that Ryan had handled the situation without conflict. After Karen left, Ryan checked the house again, making sure everything was secure. Maya helped him, feeling grateful for his calm strength and careful planning. Over the next few days, Karen did not return. Maya and Ryan focused on enjoying their home and their garden. They even invited neighbors over for tea, strengthening their sense of community. Maya realized that the challenge they had faced had made their bond stronger and their neighborhood safer. One evening, while watching the sunset, Maya said quietly, "I feel like we have finally won." Ryan smiled. "We have stayed calm, prepared, and protected our home. That is the real victory. Karen may still watch from a distance, but she cannot touch what belongs to us." Maya nodded, feeling a sense of peace. She understood that courage, preparation, and vigilance were stronger than fear. With Ryan by her side, she knew they could face any challenge together. As the stars appeared in the sky, Maya looked at her home, the blue shutters glowing softly in the moonlight. She felt safe, proud, and grateful. Life in the neighborhood would continue, and though Karen remained a part of it, she no longer had power over their home or their peace of mind. For the first time in weeks, Maya slept peacefully, knowing that Ryan's presence and their careful preparation had turned fear into confidence and frustration into safety. The house, the garden, and the family were strong, and nothing could change that. Maya woke early to the soft glow of sunlight spilling through the blue shutters. The air smelled of fresh flowers from the garden she had nurtured over the past weeks. She felt calm, but there was a quiet tension in the neighborhood. Karen had been absent for a few days, but Maya knew that people like her did not give up easily. Ryan had been awake for a while, checking the house and ensuring all security measures were functioning perfectly. He moved through the rooms with quiet efficiency, inspecting the locks, cameras, and sensors. Every detail mattered. Maya watched him with a mixture of admiration and relief. She had always trusted Ryan, but seeing his dedication to protecting their home filled her with pride. "Mom, everything is secure," Ryan said finally. "I have tested the doors, windows, and cameras. The garden sensors are active. If Karen comes close, we will know immediately." Maya nodded. "Thank you, Ryan." I feel safer knowing you are here." Just as they were finishing breakfast, a neighbor called out from across the street. It was Mrs. Bennett, an elderly woman who had watched the events unfold with concern. "Maya Ryan," she said, waving. "I think Karen is coming back." I saw her near the corner, walking slowly down the street. Maya's heart tightened, but Ryan stayed calm. "Thank you, Mrs. Bennett. Stay inside and call me if she tries anything." Maya turned to Ryan. "Do you think she will try to test the locks again?" Ryan shook his head. "It is possible, but we are ready. We will handle it calmly and firmly. That is the most important thing." They watched from the porch as Karen appeared on the street. She carried nothing this time, but her gaze was sharp, calculating. She moved deliberately, pretending to admire the neighborhood, but Maya and Ryan could see through her act. She was looking for a way to challenge them, to see if she could find any weakness. Ryan stepped outside, his presence strong and confident. "Good morning," he called. Karen looked up, startled. "Can I help you?" Karen tried to smile. "I am just walking around," she said. "It is such a beautiful day. I thought I would enjoy it." Ryan did not reply immediately. He observed her carefully. "You have been here before," he said finally. "You cannot approach this house without permission. Step back now." Karen hesitated, glancing around as if looking for someone to support her. Seeing no one, she tried a different approach. She moved closer to the gate, pretending to examine a flower. Ryan stayed calm and took a few steps forward. "Do not touch the gate or the lock," he said firmly. "If you do, I will have no choice but to call the authorities." Karen's face tightened. She realized that Ryan would not allow her to get close. She tried to force a smile and muttered something under her breath. After a long moment, she turned and walked away, clearly frustrated. Maya let out a sigh of relief. "I hope that was the last attempt," she said quietly. Ryan shook his head. "I cannot be sure, but we have done everything to protect our home. Karen may watch from a distance, but she cannot interfere anymore." Over the next few days, Maya and Ryan focused on enjoying their home. They tended the garden, repaired small things around the house, and even invited neighbors over for tea. The community felt stronger, and Maya realized that the challenge they had faced had brought them closer to the people around them. One afternoon, Karen returned, but this time she kept her distance. She walked slowly down the street, glancing at the houses, but she did not approach Maya's property. Maya felt a mixture of relief and satisfaction. It seemed that Karen had finally understood that she could not intimidate them. Ryan stayed alert, but he was not tense. "Stay calm, Mom," he said. "We are ready for anything, but she cannot control us. That is the most important thing." Maya nodded, feeling reassured. She understood that courage, preparation, and vigilance were stronger than fear. With Ryan by her side, she felt confident that no one could threaten their home. That evening, Maya and Ryan decided to spend time in the garden, enjoying the soft glow of the sunset. The flowers reflected the light, and the air smelled of freshness and warmth. They sat quietly, watching the neighborhood and appreciating the calm that had returned. "Mom," Ryan said thoughtfully, "Karen may continue to watch, but she will never have power over us again. We have created a home that is strong, safe, and welcoming. Nothing she does can change that." Maya smiled. "You are right. Together, we are stronger than anyone who tries to disturb our peace." As the days passed, Karen's visits became less frequent. She still walked around the neighborhood occasionally, but she no longer approached Maya's house. The tension that had filled the past weeks slowly faded, replaced by a sense of security and pride. Maya and Ryan continued to strengthen their home and their community. They worked on the garden, repaired fences, and even painted the shutters a slightly brighter blue, giving the house a fresh and cheerful look. Neighbors would stop by to say hello, and Maya realized that the presence of a supportive community had made them all safer and happier. One evening, Maya reflected on the past weeks. She remembered the fear and anxiety she had felt when Karen first tried to test the lock. She thought about the time she had hidden behind the curtains, worried about what might happen. But she also remembered Ryan's calm presence, his careful planning, and his unwavering protection. Maya realized that courage was not about acting without fear. It was about facing fear with preparation, intelligence, and calm strength. Ryan had shown her that. He had protected their home without aggression, without anger, but with quiet determination and careful strategy. The following morning, Karen appeared one last time. She walked slowly down the street, her eyes glancing at the houses, but she did not approach Maya's property. Maya felt a sense of finality. It seemed that Karen had finally understood that she could not challenge them anymore. Ryan stood beside Maya on the porch. "She will not bother us again," he said confidently. "We have done everything to protect our home. Now we can enjoy it without fear." Maya nodded, feeling a deep sense of relief. "Yes, our home is safe and we are stronger for facing this challenge together." They spent the rest of the day in the garden, planting new flowers, arranging small decorations, and enjoying the sunlight. The neighborhood felt peaceful, and Maya felt a sense of accomplishment. She had faced fear, uncertainty, and challenge, but with Ryan's guidance and support, she had found safety and strength. That evening, as the stars appeared in the sky, Maya looked at her home, the blue shutters glowing softly in the moonlight. She felt a deep sense of gratitude and peace. Life in the neighborhood would continue, and though Karen remained a part of it, she no longer had power over their home or their peace of mind. Ryan joined her, looking out at the quiet street. "We faced the challenge together," he said. "We protected our home and our family. That is what matters," Maya smiled. "You are right. Together we are strong. Nothing can change that." From that day on, Maya and Ryan enjoyed their home without worry. They spent time in the garden, welcomed neighbors, and celebrated the small joys of life. Karen remained in the neighborhood, but she never again tried to interfere with their home. Maya had learned that courage, preparation, and support were stronger than fear and intimidation. In the end, their home was more than a place to live. It was a symbol of strength, unity, and resilience. Maya knew that no matter what challenges might come in the future, she and Ryan could face them together. They had shown that calm determination, careful planning, and courage could overcome anyone who tried to disturb their peace. And so, the house with the blue shutters, the vibrant garden, and the loving presence of a mother and her son remained a safe and happy place. A home where fear had no power and where courage and care created lasting peace.